Johnny, give me your reaction to having signed a new 2-year contract with AFC Wimbledon.
Yeah, absolutely buzzing, to be honest, Rob. Really, really pleased. You know, we feel like we're really starting to get going with the work that we've been doing here. Obviously, been here 18 months, 20 months now. You know, closing in on that two season mark, and we're really pleased with how things are going this season, and you know, how we're starting to shape the football club, the team. So we want that to continue. So to get tied down to a new deal and be able to plan for the future is really pleasing.
Terry, you've put pen to paper as well. Give me your thoughts.
Yeah, I just think it's exactly what the gaffer just said there. It's nice for us because it's an important time for the football club, and the way that we want to move things forward. You know, we've got to talk to existing players, we've got to talk to players for the future, and we'll have another window this summer as well. So to move the club forward, we need to make sure that all the players and everybody around the football club know where the management team are going, and it's really important, and it's just good clarity for everyone connected with the club to know that we're all planning for a really bright future for Wimbledon. In
your career previously, you've been associated with Chelsea, with Yeovil. How much does this club mean to you now?
It means a hell of a lot, and you know, and nothing more than recent events when we got beat by you know, a certain team, knowing how much it hurt the supporters, hurt all the staff members, and us as a players and the management team, and you know, and us coming back on that next day training and the response to go into the Mansfield game. It hurt like it was my first club and my first love. So for us, it was really important that, you know, we're planning for the future, but it's starting to get into our veins, and we're really looking forward to a bright future at AFC Wimbledon.
It's good to hear, Johnny. I was going to say as well, of course, you know, people think Tottenham, think Charlton with you, but they're starting to think Wimbledon with you as well now, yeah?
Yeah, well, it gets under your skin, doesn't it? It gets under your skin, and, you know, obviously when I came in, I was one of the first manager to not have a previous affiliation with a club, and it takes time to get to know people, it takes time to get to know the football club and what it means, but I think we've really got a handle on that now, myself and Terry, and I think you can see that by the interactions with the fans, the supporters, people around the place have built, the relationships have grown in the 18 months, and we're at a point now where, you know, this is everything to us, you know, professionally, but also we understand what it means, what we represent. We're around here every day. We see what it means to people, and what community club that it is. And you only got to be here on a match day near Plough Lane on a Saturday or Tuesday night under the lights to see how special a place it is. And we love working here. We really enjoy it. We love being around the boys, the group that we've built, the staff that we've got on board, but more importantly, when we come here match days, to see our team performing in front of the crowd, and like Terry says, you know, to have them moments like we did in that Mansfield game, which was probably the culmination, to be honest, of our tenure so far. To have that moment, you know, that winning goal in the last minute and be a part of it, the celebrations, and really feel part of something special is what you do it for. So. Yeah, it's great for us that we feel part of the furniture now. We feel like we're really growing something special, and we can only do that together. And it's been a real sort of group effort from everyone involved to get to the point that where we're at. And you know, look, we haven't done anything yet, but we feel like we're on the cusp of doing something really special together. And I think what the important thing is that we're moving the club forward, especially this season. That we've seen giant strides in what we've done on and off the field, and we're getting the football club moving in the right direction.
You've seen the club from the outside before you came here. Now, having been a part of the story, have you seen it changed in the time you've been here?
I think so. I think obviously we came in on the back of a difficult time for the football club, getting relegated to League Two, and I think that took time to get over, to heal, and we've done that. We've managed to do that. It's taken a while. You know, there's no getting around that. It took a while. Last season we had to suffer at times, and we all had to do that together. But I think when you go through those times as a football club and as a management team and as a group, it makes you stronger. And we've come out at the other side, and we've done some great work during the summer to really address the things that we felt needed addressing, to get the football club moving in the right direction. And I think in this season we've had some great moments as a club, especially here at Plough Lane. You know, as a group with the supporters, think we're really starting to see things progress and a real positivity around the place that perhaps wasn't there at the end of last season. So to move that, from a really difficult season last season to sort of get to the place where we're at now, where there's a real positivity around the football club and everyone's looking to the future and is really optimistic about what we can do. I think we've seen a great change in the whole place, really.
Terry, in your time so far, has there been a result or a performance that's really impressed you?
And a few there.
Yeah,
this season especially.
Yeah, I think the Mansfield one was, one of my favourites. You wouldn't have thought so with my reaction on bench cam. I keep getting stick for that.
It's your dodgy knee though, isn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was. I've been a little bit pain with the ankle, I think. No, but it's been a few real standout moments. Obviously, me being able to go back to my childhood team, Chelsea, that was a real special moment for me. And for us to put in such I would call it a magnificent performance against a Premier League team and just to come up a little bit short, I was really proud to be, part of a Wimbledon team that goes there. And, we walked out of that changing room with our heads held high. So I think the Mansfield one for the late drama, but just for us going to Chelsea and putting on that kind of performance, but also seeing that many fans turn up. I mean, it was magic. I had my children and my brother come to watch that game. So I had my family there, and I was, was quite nervous beforehand because of the build-up to it. But for us to perform like that, and for the supporters to perform like that as well, because, we outsang them, and it takes a lot for me to say Chelsea's my team, and I'm calling them. I was a don that night, and I was really proud. So for me, it was the Mansfield one for late drama, but obviously the Chelsea game and the Chelsea performance, and I think that showed our lads the standards that we could reach, and I think the boys have been living up to that ever since.
Good stuff. Johnny, you've worked considerably on our style of play since you've been here, since you've been in charge. Is it where you want it to be now, or are you still constantly improving upon it?
No, I think you've always got to chase improvement, and I think we've made great strides. I've learnt a lot about the football club and the league and what it requires and what we require as a club since I've come here, and perhaps that might have been one of my faults when I first come in. I didn't quite get that, but I think what we're seeing now is a team that really represents Wimbledon. If you look at, if you pan the camera around now, you'd see the posters that we run, we block, we tackle, we fight, and that's our motto. Before you even talk about football tactics and anything like that, but I think we've got a clear, defined way of playing, which is important. I think if you watch us, I've said it before, but if we was playing in, red and white stripes, I think you would recognise it as a Wimbledon team. For the majority, we've had a couple of blips with that, obviously, but that's natural, that's football. But I think what we are, we know what we are, we know what we're good at. I think the supporters recognise that, and I think we're giving the supporters a team that they can be proud of, because they run, they block, they tackle, and they fight. And we got loads of quality as well. We got good players, and that's the final ingredient. But it takes time to get there. But I think we've got a team now that the supporters can be proud of. And now it's just about fine tuning that. You're never going to be satisfied, Rob. We've always got to be striving for improvement. We need to try and climb that table, get in the playoff positions, and hopefully higher. So we're never just going to go, we've cracked it, we're happy with what we've got. We're always going to, it's our job as management to push the players, push them, to try and get the best out of them. We'll never stop doing that, even if we get success. Hopefully, we get promoted, we go up a league, we want to go up another league, but we'd never stop trying to improve, that's for sure.
Terry, I think we've also got to talk about as well the other members of your backroom staff too, of course, Rob Tuvey, Ashley Bays, in fact all the team that helped you guys to where we are now, yeah? Yeah,
we've got Tom Dawes as well, and with C-Mac supporting on the S&C side with Bob as well. So I think when we first come in, we inherited some staff, and the manager was very much I want to see how they work. I don't want a big cull of staff and a big change, and I think they've really bought into what the managers tried to do and what we've tried to do. And one thing you can rely on is that they come in. Bezo definitely brings the energy every day, as we all know, but he's an excellent goalkeeping coach as well. Rob is a diligent young coach that you know, he works so hard, but he's so passionate about the football club, you know, and with the people that's underneath them as well, with CMAC, you know, we've got a really fit group this year, and Bobby's been, you know, he's been good at keeping the lads fit. So for us, it's a real team effort, and you know, for the ones that we've been working with. But you know, I think special mention as well has got to go to Craig Cope, who's you know, has brought a new dimension to us with helping with recruitment, being based at the training ground. He's been he's with us every day. So every time a player comes up from the gaffer or agents that we hear of, he's straight on it, along with Thorny. And yeah, we've got John Stanley down there as well with us. So you know, he's got his finger on the pulse. So anytime we need any decisions made, or you know, we've had to sort of react to things really quickly, the team's all based down by the training ground. And you know, I think the gaffer's got a really good approach to having an open office and making sure that everything's on hand and at hand. And the training ground, I mean, I'm the biggest misery you'll ever meet, and even I like coming into Wimbledon, because we've got Albert doing the cooking now.
Yep.
So we've got a really good base where all the players congregate in the morning. We've got world class food. I've got to say that, world class. So I can't moan at that.
It is good.
It is good.
Especially the soup.
The soups are unbelievable. But the thing for us, it's just taking away stresses and taking away things that maybe in the past wasn't so great and could be used as excuses. The manager and Craig have taken away a lot of those things and made it more of a family feel. And I think you fight harder for family than what you do just for work acquaintances. And I feel that the gaffer's definitely brought that to the table.
Johnny, that was going to be my next question about Craig Cope. How have you found that dynamic, and particularly in terms of shaping a squad now?
It's been brilliant, to be honest. You know, when you bring someone in from the outside and you don't necessarily know how you're going to gel with them, how it's going to work, the dynamic of it. But I've got to say myself, Copey, Terry, you know, we're so tight knit. The group that we've got, the way that we see football, the way that we see the future for the football club as well, is so aligned that it makes everything easier. So like Terry says, you know, Craig's there with us every day. He's a massive part of the team. The recruitment that we do is a real team effort, along with Thorny, who's obviously not there as much, but you know, he's got his handle on everything. So whereas what we inherited was a little bit of a mishmash, and it's, you know, found yourself doing a million different jobs, it allows us to concentrate on coaching. Craig's obviously got his expertise, but when you bring that all together, that's when you really see the good work coming together, you know. And we get on great. He's a massive part of our team, and we're all pulling in the right direction, which is obviously the most important thing.
Another area of your remit as well, the academy. You've brought so many young players through as well. It's a big part of your remit too, yeah?
Yeah, well, no one's ever sat me down and said, you know, you've got to give this amount of debuts, that amount of debuts. But, you know, even before I come to the club, I had a track record of giving young lads opportunities, and honestly, I don't care how old someone is, where they come from, what they look like. You know, if they're good enough and I feel like that they're capable, they get their opportunity. And this football club's shown that long before me, that there's a pathway from the academy to the first team. The track record of bringing lads through has been unbelievable, and I like to think that I've helped carry that on. And I think it's because we got good working relationships with Michael Hamilton and Simon Clark, who I've worked with previously. So everything's aligned. You know, you come down there, Rob, you see it at the training ground. Everything's aligned, everything is intermingled, and you know, our academy does great stuff. You see in our FA Youth Cup run this year that we're there at every game. We want to support. We want to see how the lads are doing, and we want to give as many debuts as we can. And that, they got to be earned. They got to be earned. But we don't just give away the shirt, you know. But like I say, if we feel like lads are capable and they're doing the business and there's opportunity to put them in, I won't hesitate to do that, because there's nothing more rewarding as a coach and as a manager than giving a young lad a debut. Let me tell you, it's great, and especially when you give them that platform and they go on and to better, greater things and beyond, which has already happened. And Terry's, you know, any player that comes up, you know, you speak about, Terry's like, well, I had him at Yeovil, you know, like years ago. So Terry's got an unbelievable track record, and obviously I'm a little bit behind, but I'm catching up, and it's great, you know. It's great that what the academy are doing, and it's great to be able to give those lads the opportunity.
is also, of course, very much a family club, and you get your family down involved here on match days too. Every match day, even home and away, don't you?
Yeah. I mean, it means so much to when you're doing this job and you're involved and you're part of a community football club like we are. It becomes everything, doesn't it? To not only to us but to your family. So Terry's boys, they come down to games all the time. His brother's at games, and my wife, my lad loves it. He's our biggest fan. You know what I mean? He tells me who I should be picking, who I shouldn't be picking, and what subs I should have made when I should have made them and stuff like that. And my wife's here. She's less opinionated about what I should have. Well, she's probably got them up there, but she don't voice them as much. But they're here every week and they love it and they want to be part of our success, and that's really important in what we do, because you can be quite isolated at times, especially in the low times, and you do need that support network that we're lucky enough to have from our families as well.
Terry, for yourself as well, we see you get the boys down the training ground when you can as well, yeah?
Yeah, I've had my middle son, Clarky, took him in and he was training with the youth team. So, and I think that's a thing about our football club as well, is that, I remember Yawley coming down, you brought him down and he come and watch training. We're an open book, and we have a lot of ex-people and ex-players come down that can spend the day, with Woody coming down as well, and
Wordsworth.
Sorry, Wordsworth, yeah. Sorry, I don't know.
Shout out to Wordsworth, he'll be tuning in.
But, a lot of ex-players come down, and it's an open training ground, and it's one that we feel we're quite comfortable in having family members, and the players have had family members come down and watch training as well. So for us, we like it that way. We like it being a family club, and as I said, the gaffer's big on youth as well, because there's nothing better for our supporters is seeing one of our own come through and make it. And I think you've seen it with people like Jack Curry, with Oggs. I actually watched him online the other day. I mean, from a young lad, of how comfortable he is walking around the changing room with a camera, with all the experienced players. It shows the environment that the manager does create, and he loves young players coming in and not giving a care, not worrying about who's experienced and how many games they've got, but also just going out there and earning their respect on the football pitch out there at Plough Lane. And we've got a hell of a lot of young players that are playing for the first team at the moment, but I feel that the balance now of having good experienced pros along with them, that's the reason why we are so competitive at this level and picking up results week in, week out.
So look, both of you, thanks very much indeed for your time that you've given us here as well. But what next for you, Johnny? What's the pathway? What do you want to achieve here now?
I want to bring success to this football club, Rob. I've always said that since day one, and obviously it's taken us time to get to this point, and a lot of hard work, I've got to say, not only on the grass but off the grass with the team that we've spoken about. Next step, it's got to be success on the pitch, and we all know what that looks like. This season we want to get in them playoff spots. We want to try and get promoted, and that's our aim. And that's what we're going for. If what we have done is built a really good squad, put a good squad together that gives us an opportunity to really attack this second half of the season. But what we have got is, when we come back on day one of pre-season next season, we've got a real solid base of good footballers, good pros, a blend of experience and youth that gives us an opportunity to attack the coming season. I think that's why it's really important that we was able to start preparing beyond this season and into next, because we've got our short-term aims, which is what we do from now to the end of this season, but our aims go long beyond that, and we want to bring success to this football club first and foremost, getting out this league, but it goes miles beyond that. We want to move this football club as high up the leagues as we possibly can.
It's great to hear. Johnny Jackson, Terry Skibson, both signed new 2-year contracts. Thanks very much indeed for your time.
Cheers, Rob.
Cheers.